professional and amateur boxers on Saturday, May 25th at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com. You won't want to miss this event. It's the new prospects at the Complex on Saturday, May 25th at 1555 Yolanda Avenue, right off of Cornhusker Highway.
NEBCO is hiring CDL drivers for ready mixed concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEBCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEBCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Ironhide Construction is a Nebraska-based general contracting and steel construction firm. Their expert team is experienced in building innovative construction solutions across several industries. While they were previously known for their extensive experience in steel erection and metal buildings, they've continued to evolve over the last several years into a full-service general contracting firm. They take pride in their commitment to quality, cutting-edge technology, and having a passion for what they do. For more information about their services or to discuss an upcoming project, visit www.ironhideconstruction.com or call 402-420-4961.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a chance of showers and storms this morning, then partly sunny and breezy. See a high around 71. Tonight, mainly clear skies with a low around 43. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies, but a chance of showers and storms arriving late in the day. See a high around 71. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, baseball fans, join the Blur Tailgate at Hilton Omaha this June for our 12th annual hospitality event during the College Baseball Championship Series. Book an experience for your clients or employees with an inclusive bar, buffet, TVs, music, and tailgate games. Secure your spot today and let Blur Events take care of all the work so you can enjoy the day. Plus, we're just steps away from Charles Schwab Field. Visit blurevents.com to book your group, buy tickets, or learn about sponsorships. That's blurevents.com, your college baseball and football tailgate destination.
Gary with Gary Michaels Clothiers Lincoln. I'm here to tell you about our custom shirt program. When you come into the store, we measure your chest, mid-waist, and sleeve length. Enter the measurements in an app, and we create your data fit size. You then try on one of our 99 data fit shirts for the proper fit. After that, pick out the fabric, collar, cuff, placket, and in roughly 2 weeks, your shirts are delivered at the same cost of buying off the rack. And by the way, the neck fits too. Gary Michaels Custom Shirts at 56th and Pine Lake Road, Lincoln.
There are over 1,000 kids in Cedars care today. We're here to ensure that each of them receives safety and stability they deserve. But we need your help. A gift to Cedars will make an immediate impact on Lincoln's kids. And on Give to Lincoln Day, your gift goes even further with the available matching funds. I'm Jim Blue, president of the Cedars organization, and I'm asking you to go to givetolincolnday.com to make your gift to Cedars and support Lincoln kids today.
I'm Dave Austed. And I'm Ryan Austed. Every golfer will get value from being custom fit. The truth is, the higher handicappers will get more value from being custom fit than the low handicappers.
It's changed so much since my dad started the business in 1963. We now have hundreds of thousands of dollars in technology, and we know exactly what the spin rate is, what the launch angle is. We encourage you to bring your current clubs in now, and we can compare it. And guys walk out of the store knowing that the purchase they just made is going to give them 21 more yards off the tee box.
Play better, have fun, and shop Austed's.
Looking for a job that feels like family? Join Lincoln Industries, where tradition meets innovation. They're a family-owned, privately held manufacturing company with a passion for excellence and a commitment to their community. They have openings on all shifts at both the main plant and air park facilities, offering flexibility to fit your schedule. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you there. At Lincoln Industries, they invest in their people's success, providing opportunities for growth and advancement. Apply now and become a part of something special at Lincoln Industries.
The best time to have your air conditioner serviced is before you really need it. Call Bryant now and schedule your spring air conditioning service check. No matter what brand equipment you have, Bryant's trained technicians will thoroughly clean, inspect, and test to make sure it's ready to cool efficiently when hot weather hits. You'll stay cool and comfortable when you need it most. Just call 467-1111 to schedule your air conditioning check. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I am a huge guy.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
For their support. Let's was I just now on?
You were on the wrong mic. You were on a different one.
Welcome into the happy hour once and for all here on a Thursday. We got it all situated. Once again, thanks to Empire Fence and Netting for their support of the program. Make sure you give them a call with any of your needs. 402-464-5685. The Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line are open for you guys the entire show today, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 961. You can always tune in to us on Twitter. Our personal Twitters, Nick_Sainert at Radio Rico AC, as well as at 93.7 The Ticket. Got a lot of stuff to get to, and actually something that just broke over the last 5-10 minutes or so. And we'll get to that in just a moment. But first, hello, Rico.
Hello.
How's the day?
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. I still don't feel 100%, but I'm here.
But Rico's here.
I'm here, everyone. Hello.
Rico's locked in.
Hi, everyone.
Let's start off with the breaking news of the last 10 minutes or so. Rink Mast has elected to take a medical red shirt for the 2024-2025 season. So Rink Mast will be on Nebraska's roster, not available to play. So you'll see him on the sidelines as Rink Mast decides to take a medical red shirt, and he'll have knee surgery. He released a statement 11 minutes ago that said this verbatim: Husker Nation, this past season was one of the most fun years of my life. Thank you for taking me in and giving me another place that feels like home. As some people know, I played most of last season with a knee that wasn't completely healthy. Over the past couple of weeks, I've spoken with multiple doctors about what we can do to get my knee healthy for the rest of my playing career and hopefully life. These have been some difficult conversations, but the best way forward for me is to undergo surgery. This was not an easy decision, as it will mean I will have to medically redshirt the 2024-25 season while still maintaining my last year of eligibility. I want to thank everyone involved with our athletic department and men's basketball team for the support they have shown me. This upcoming year will be very challenging for me individually, but I'll try to help the team in the best possible way I can. Hashtag Go Big Red. Signed Rink Mast. Now, Husker head coach Fred Hoiberg said this in a statement, quote, Rink has put a lot of thought into this decision and worked closely with our medical staff and looking at all of the options to get his knee healthy. He has been in contact with our staff throughout this process, and we are in agreement that this is Rink's best long-term option for his basketball career. Although he will not be on the court next season, Rink will have a different role, one where we can take advantage of his experience and leadership skills. We know that Rink will be diligent in his rehab and will do everything he can to return to full health. So, a couple things that go through your mind, right? It's a couple things that go through your mind ultimately. So, Rink not available next season. Nebraska, through the transfer portal, gained Braxton Mia from Washington, the 7'1" big man. And then also Andrew Morgan, the big fella out of North Dakota State. A little bit more of a stretch is Andrew Morgan. Braxton, not so much. And now Nebraska without Rink Mast. However, if things stay the same, Rink Mast will be a part of this program, barring a transfer portal entry, which the transfer portal for this calendar season has closed last night. He'll be a part of the roster in 2025.
Yes. And look, if you think about it this way, this knee surgery, so he didn't say what it was. We're not, no speculation on anything like that. But so let's just say it'll take, 9-ish months or something to recover from whatever. So depending on when he gets surgery, if he's getting it this month or not, 9 months from now, that's February. So that's the entire basketball season.
Mm-hmm.
So there would be really no point, even if he did get the surgery, if he was able to come back for a few games next year, it wouldn't really be worth wasting an entire year as opposed to taking the medical redshirt and then coming back. And if you think about it, there's very little to no chance that he doesn't return in 2025, because even after this surgery, next season, if he decided to enter the transfer portal, I don't see a bigger name school or a big name school taking a chance on somebody who just had surgery on one of their knees. So you would think, I think it's safe to say that he will be around for 2025, and it does impact the depth of the front court for Nebraska basketball. But with the transfers that they do have coming in and the rest of the team, the way that it's set up, I think that they're going to, it's going to suck not having Rink Mast because of how big of a what is the word I'm looking for? Big of a presence that he was for Nebraska basketball this last season. But with the transfers that you have coming in, you can never afford to lose somebody of his magnitude, but you can kind of afford missing out on him for a singular season.
So Rink started 32 games for Nebraska, obviously on a team that won 23 as a whole, averaged 12.3 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 3 assists per game. He reached double figures 20 times this season at Nebraska. So now, I mean, thinking about some of the other, other additions that Nebraska's obtained, right? In addition to Andrew Morgan and Braxton Mia, it's Gavin Griffiths from Rutgers, Connor Esigian from the University of Wisconsin through the transfer portal, Raleigh Worcester from the University of Utah at that point guard position. Sidebar, Ramel Lloyd Jr. just committed to Long Beach State earlier this afternoon.
His father's alma mater.
That's right. But nonetheless, you have Raleigh Worcester at that point guard position. Then it's like Connor Esigian and Gavin Griffiths. You still have Jawan Gary if you're Nebraska men's basketball, which we could see maybe Jawan trying to play a little bit more of the four this year,
which he did
for a chunk of the time this last season. But ultimately, Nebraska's still in somewhat of a decent spot. They have 2, potentially 3 scholarships now to fill if the medical red shirt doesn't count against a scholarship. But transfer portal's closed, so it doesn't feel like there might be any stragglers from Nebraska's program entering the portal. Mm-hmm. Now it's just a matter of how does Nebraska fill the remaining spots on their roster. You bring in Nick Janowski. You also bring in Braden Frager from Lincoln Southwest High School. So there's a couple of intriguing pieces on that. There's some youth on this team as well, but headlined certainly by guys like headlined by guys like Jawan Gary, Bryce Williams, and then down low with a 7'1" guy now in Braxton Mia.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see Nebraska with a 7'1" center down there. And I was really interested in seeing where Rink Mast would fit in offensively if they put him at the 4, because he played the 5 a lot this season for Nebraska. And with the mismatches that he was able to create, being able to kind of stretch the floor, it was, based on on the amount of wins that they had, it was very successful for Nebraska. Mm-hmm. So I was really interested in seeing him at the 4 and just based on Braxton Mia. It's going to take a second. Braxton Mia sitting there at the 5 at 7'1" down there in the post. So it's sad to see that you're going to miss out on another year, back-to-back years of Rink Mast, but it is kind of relieving to know that he's going to get fully healthy for 2025 as opposed to playing, because we were talking off air and, we don't know when the injury happened or if he aggravated it at some point, but there was a point where he wasn't wearing a knee brace and then he started wearing a knee brace.
Yeah.
So,
well, and Rink was a crucial part this season. I think part of it, you could also argue that Nebraska might not get to an NCAA tournament without Rink Mast down the stretch, right? And so Rink had to kind of gut it out for Nebraska in the later half of the season, and he did, wearing a knee brace on his knee, and the rest is history. Nebraska goes to the NCAA tournament but falls to Texas A&M. So now if you're our Fred Hoiberg, I suppose you could use this somewhat as a Andrew Morgan has 1 year remaining, right? Braxton Mia has multiple seasons. So it's like now you can argue that this is one of your pieces coming back in 2025, if you want to use it that way for recruiting purposes. Because now looking ahead at that 2025 team, you're going to have to replace your point guards and Aaron Eulis and Raleigh Worcester. You're going to have Nick Janowski still in the fold. Gavin Griffiths, Connor Segan will still be in the fold for Nebraska in 2025. Barring transfer portal injuries, obviously.
You're going to have to replace Sam Hoiberg.
You'll replace Sam Hoiberg, Juwan Gary, Bryce Williams, which are some big names.
So many people.
But ultimately enough, now that you're going to have Rink Mast, or expecting to get Rink Mast back, your front court you should feel decently about as long as this knee fully rehabs. There's also a scenario, and knock on wood here, that rehab doesn't go well. And or they hit a speed bump and Rink's not ready by 2025, can't play basketball. Like things like that can happen. Knock on wood that it doesn't, but there also have to be kind of a thought process of that potential going forward.
Which I think that's why this is being announced. And whenever he does have a surgery, I'm guessing it either already happened or will be happening here in the near future. I feel like this is why they're doing it so early, is because he'll have a year and some change to get fully healthy, just in case they encounter any speed bumps, or if rehab doesn't go exactly as smooth as they want it to go. You'll have a lot more time getting it done in the near future now than if you waited until the beginning of the season or closer to when this next school year started.
So once again, Rink Mast taking a medical red shirt for the 2024-2025 season. This upcoming season for the Huskers. So he'll be on, as Fred Hoiberg's statement kind of said, lean on him for the leadership characteristics that Rink Mast can provide, because he'll still be there. He'll still be involved, I'm sure, and you'll be able to see Rink, just not available to play. Rink Mast, as he gets ready to undergo knee surgery and try to fully rehab that knee that was giving him some fits earlier this season. So once again, Rink Mast, medical red shirt for this upcoming year. When we come back, definitely want to talk about the history that was made last night. Jackson Brockett, how about that? No hitter for Nebraska baseball. Definitely want to get into that a little bit. Also talk big picture for the Big Ten Baseball Conference, because I was looking at a couple of regional predictions this morning, and some of them might surprise you. I also want to talk about the importance of Nebraska's strength of schedule, as they're in the top 25 in strength of schedule. And although their record, when compared to other Big Ten schools, might not be as good, Nebraska is in third place in the Big Ten Conference standings currently. While that might not be super shiny as an Illinois record, that's a couple of games ahead of them, Illinois is far behind Nebraska in a lot of the main rankings that matter when you're talking about regional berths and where you could potentially play some postseason baseball. So we'll dive into that, tell you more. Also want to get to the continuity with Nebraska football. We always talk about players moving portals, right? Moving in the portal, quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers. What about coaches? How does Nebraska and their coaching movement, or lack thereof, fare and compare against other Big Ten schools in the conference? We'll dive into that, all that and more coming up in the next 35 minutes or so. We'll also obviously bring in Strick and Austin in the crossover. Might talk a little Mike Trout in that segment. So all that and more coming up on the happy hour. You can chime to the show, 464-5685. We'll do that when we return on 93.7 The Ticket.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Sick of being upsold at gyms?
My guy, you're currently a base member. For $90 more, I can upgrade you to our Shred membership. For $130 more, you'll be a Swole member. And for just $300 more, you'll reach Sweat Platinum.
At Planet Fitness, you'll get energy without the upsell. Never pushy, always free fitness training and equipment for every workout. It's fitness that fits your budget. Join Planet Fitness for just $1 down and $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, May 10th. See Home Club for details.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and our annual spring sales event is now underway. We have absolutely huge savings right now at Koppel. New Sierras and new Silverados have a double whammy. Choose from APR starting at 1.9% or discounts over $9,000. Yes, that's right, 1.9% APR or discounts of over $9,000. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street just south of the interstate, or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a chance of showers and storms this morning, then probably sunny and breezy. See a high around 71. Tonight, mainly clear skies with a low around 43. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies, but a chance of showers and storms arriving late in the day. See a high around 71. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Looking for a job that feels like family? Join Lincoln Industries, where tradition meets innovation. They're a family-owned, privately held manufacturing company with a passion for excellence and a commitment to their community. They have openings on all shifts at both the main plant and air park facilities, offering flexibility to fit your schedule. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you there. At Lincoln Industries, they invest in their people's success, providing opportunities for growth and advancement. Apply now and become a part of something special at Lincoln Industries.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old-fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line, here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Do you need motivation to get to the gym on the weekend or even in general? Tune into the Movement Hour each Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. Movement Academy owner Robert Kuhlman will host the show as he introduces new ways to stay in shape. The Movement Hour every Saturday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Old School with DP&J.
Very small percentage of players, coaches, administrators thinking like, I'm planting my flag here. Nick Saban's run probably won't happen. It takes a very unique person and personality to be comfortable where you are, be strong enough to push to get what you need, and then also be very strong enough in a player's standpoint to advocate for yourself at the right time.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
This isn't the real Caesar's Palace, is it?
What do you mean?
Did Caesar live here?
No.
I didn't think so.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Man of the night last night for across sports, I guess, would be Jackson Brockett, former Elkhorn South Storm pitcher, and transferred to Buford, Georgia for his senior year of high school, but
he has the number one team in the nation. No big
throws a no-no last night against the Kansas State Wildcats in an 8-0 victory for Nebraska on what even is more impressive when you go deeper into the no-hitter. It's like, all right, what are the pitches, right? What are strike to ball ratio, things like that, where guys just swinging and missing a ton of stuff. But nonetheless, 107 pitches for Jackson Brockett last night, which is quite efficient if you ask me. 107 pitches. I mean, you were breaking that down a little over 10 pitches an inning.
Considering that K-State went with 7 pitchers and threw 100.
Yeah, right. And in time, Nebraska also has had games where they've gone through 8 guys.
Yep.
So it was also crazy because now Jackson Brockett's season total goes up to 14.1 innings of work, according to the Huskers.com website. So that means that before last night, when he went 9 complete, that he had 6 appearances and 5 1/3 innings pitched this season.
There was one game where he showed up and didn't get a single out, and he got hit 3 times and went
That's
out.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
So, but that's kind of been the reality of Nebraska's season this year. Unfortunately, during the midweek, especially, is that they can't find an arm, and on Sundays as well. And I kind of brought this up earlier this morning, and I'll kind of allude to it a little bit more here, is that performances like that on the midweek games, which I understand the expectation probably shouldn't be no hitter every single night, right? But a quality start should be the expectation. I think Rob Childress would agree with that. And when you're able to get a quality start, which most of the time is 6 innings out of a guy,
like 6 innings and 3 or less runs.
Yes, that it opens up opportunities and options for your pitching staff in the weekend, on the weekend. So Nebraska now goes to Minnesota, who is a 500 baseball team, and they need to win 2 of 3 at minimum. They have to. They need to win 2 of 3 at minimum for the rest of the season. If you truly ask me, they have one more midweek matchup against South Dakota State in the month of May. They're going to need to get a victory there.
Mm-hmm.
Not that Nebraska is necessarily on the bubble, and we'll get to that in just a moment, but just for confidence going forward and consistency, because Nebraska started off the season so well, fundamentally sound, right through the bullpen as well. Rand Sanders had a streak of not allowing a single run. Tucker Timmerman, who's a freshman from Beatrice, had some really nice outings. He still leads the team in outings with all freshmen, or when compared to all freshmen. So when you look at Nebraska now, they sit 20th in the RPI, which with yesterday's victory rose them 5 spots since Sunday. They were 25th. Now they're 20th in the RPI. There's no net rankings or anything like that in college baseball like there is in college basketball. So RPI is the main driver there. But how about this? So Nebraska is projected, according to Baseball America, as the 2 seed in the Stillwater, Oklahoma regional. Stillwater, Oklahoma State.
Why is it always Stillwater?
Is projected to be a 10 seed.
Okay.
In the tournament. But also, guess who is the 3 seed projected in this regional? The 4 seed is Niagara.
Okay.
But the 3 seed has one of the best hitters in the entire country on their team.
Oh, no.
Jack Caglianone and the Florida Gators are projected to be the 3 seed in this regional. Now, in this projection by Baseball America, they're predicting that Nebraska wins the Big Ten tournament, which is fine.
Totally okay with that.
Nebraska somewhat needs it, right? Florida is just a couple of games over 500 in the SEC, and they're listed as one of the last 4 teams in the bracket of 64.
Isn't it crazy that you can have one of the best hitters in the country and
still be bad? Well, look at last year.
Yeah, you're right.
Nebraska had 2 of them.
Yeah.
So I think when it's interesting though, you look at some of the other Big Ten schools that could be in a regional, in the Knoxville, Tennessee regional.
Before you get to that,
yes,
was the reason that Jackson Brockett started last night because they played back-to-back midweek games?
Yeah,
because this is his first start of the season.
I don't want to say like you're scraping the bottom of the barrel. It's the fact of you're making it a bullpen game.
Yeah, I mean, he had 4 starts last year and a couple starts the year before. He's a junior now, but this is his first start of the season. And I don't think that he would have gotten the call. I was reading some say he wasn't even on the travel roster a month ago.
Nope.
So you look at a guy like that, a guy who's just been coming out of the bullpen and giving you some pretty good innings from time to time, and you kind of toss him the ball and you're like, hey, we're giving you the start, and maybe you're right. Maybe they're just like, it's going to be a bullpen game. We need you to go 4 innings, and then we'll turn it over to the bullpen. And he's just dealing. It was just his night, and they're like, okay, we'll just keep this going. And luckily, he gets into the 9th, under 100 pitches, and they're like, okay, let's keep this going. Let's, we're not going to put you too far over that level, but 107 pitches later, and he's got the first no-hitter for Nebraska in 70 years.
Yeah, 70 years for 9 innings, right? I think there was a pitcher that did it in 1981, but it was a 7-inning game. Nebraska's had a couple of combined no-nos. They just had one within the last 15 years. That was a combined no-no. At home, in fact, but this is for an individual no-hitter. It was the first one for a 9-inning game since 1954. So exactly 70 years there. When you look at the Big Ten Conference as a whole, and this is always so fascinating, sidebar. with Will Bolt and just staffs and pitching staffs in general, especially at the college level. I'm always fascinated to see how the leash that they put on guys, because if you're a guy like Jackson Brockett, who is accustomed to coming out of the bullpen.
Yep.
I would be fascinated to hear from like Will Bolt or Rob Childress, like what was the leash? What were the conversations that were going on in terms of like, all right, if he gets to 120, we're going to pull him. Or if he gets to 115, we're going to pull him. Because at some point, especially at the college level, there's got to be
do you even
a
think
point where you say, okay, after this benchmark, we got to have a conversation.
Well, do you even think that it was that high for a guy who's used to coming out of the bullpen? He's probably not used to throwing over. I mean, he was a starter in high school, but coming out of the bullpen, you're usually not throwing over, 60, 70 pitches. But at a certain point, however many innings in, and they're realizing he's dealing, he's only giving up a couple walks. And they're like, okay, like maybe we extend the leash a little bit. Maybe it's one of those leashes with a little button, and they're just like, let the button go and let him keep going a little further away.
How about this? So I'm just reading up on Jackson Brockett's high school. So spent 3 years at Elkhorn South before playing his senior year at Buford.
Those stats are ridiculous.
Named to Georgia's 6A first-team All-State team and All-County first team in 2021. How about this? Went 7-0 with a .15 earned run average as a senior. Allowed 1 earned run all season long. Totaled 91 strikeouts and 7 walks in 48 innings of work. Helped the team to the #1 national ranking by Baseball America, National Max Preps, and Perfect Game in 2021. As the Buford High School team had a 32-0 record in the regular season. With the East Cobb Astros, he won the inaugural 17U National Team Championships at the USA Baseball National Training Complex. He posted 7 strikeouts and 4 shutout innings of relief in the national championship game. So
Jackson Brockett, kind of a big deal.
Jackson Brockett, a sophomore, just in his second season, in 2020, or excuse me, in his third season.
Yeah.
In 2022, made 12 appearances, including 5 starts, as Rico mentioned earlier. But strikeout numbers just weren't there. 29 strikeouts and 31 innings of work in 2023, 16 appearances, including 7 starts. So he has 12 combined starts, which maybe that's where that conversation of leash being okay with him going over 100 pitches and going over that century mark was maybe a little more understandable there. But ultimately enough, Jackson Brockett gets the job done in Nebraska, does as well. Offensively, 8 runs should be enough runs to win a game 9 out of 10 times. Honestly, every single time.
Should be.
Nebraska now moves on to face off against the Minnesota Golden Gophers this weekend, starting on Friday night. Now, back to the big picture conversation with Big Ten baseball.
Yes.
Nebraska sits third in the standings behind Purdue and Illinois. Purdue is projected, whatever you want to call it, to be a 3 seed in the Knoxville, Tennessee regional.
That's tough.
The Tennessee would be the hypothetical 5 seed. James Madison, the hypothetical 2 seed in that regional, while Purdue is the 3. How about this though? Illinois, and this is the part that I want to really talk about. Illinois, who has just a slightly better record than Nebraska, is not in the predicted field. They're not in the last 4 in. They're not in the first 4 out. And they are the last team mentioned in the next 4 out. Comes in at 72nd in the country. And here's why. So you look at the differences. And similar to with college basketball, we have WarrenNolan.com for college baseball.
That's your favorite website, isn't it?
It is one of my favorite websites.
Big
And so
Warren Nolan guy.
Illinois' current RPI is 63rd in the country.
Okay.
They're 26-15 overall, 16-1 at home. They've won 13 straight games at home, and Illinois is 11-4 in the Big Ten Conference. However, we talked about it. Nebraska's strength of schedule came in at 23rd in the country, which helps out in this conversation because Illinois is 103rd. 103rd. Their non-conference strength of schedule is even worse at 115. Illinois for the Fighting Illini. A couple of the teams. So I mean, you even look at the few opportunities that Illinois has had to knock off some top echelon programs. They had a 3-game set against Tennessee. They got swept. How about this? How about these scores? 6-3, 8-3, 24-1. Illinois lost to Tennessee, the Volunteers down in Knoxville. They also lost to Indiana State, who is 24th in the country. Currently, they lost 7-6 to them. They have dropped a game against Southern Indiana. They lost a game against Florida State. They went 0-3 in the Coastal Carolina tournament to, obviously, Coastal Carolina, Cincinnati, and Ball State. They lost one against Akron, and they've lost them against Wake Forest. You look at some of their wins and say, okay, where are a couple quality wins? They won 1 against Akron. They beat 14-25 overall Eastern Illinois. They beat Michigan State. They took 2 of 3 from Southern Indiana. They beat Bradley, who was 11-29 on the season.
Illinois was 8-10 on March 19th.
And so
their non-con wrapped up. They were 8-10.
Exactly. So this is the difference, right? They've
not very hard.
They've beaten a bad Northern Illinois team. They've beaten SIUE, who is 17-25 on the season.
They lost to the University of Southern Indiana.
That's right. But anyway, when you look at this is why we have the conversations over and over again on how important it is for Nebraska to load up the non-con and why it's important for Nebraska to go down to Dallas for the first weekend of the year and face off against Baylor, Texas Tech, and Oklahoma. Oklahoma is a team that's on the fringe for potential hosting a regional. They're a team that's around the top 20 in the rankings week in and week out. Nebraska, even in losses against Oklahoma, which honestly, that Oklahoma game was one they should have won.
That was a tough one.
Even in those performances, Nebraska boosts their RPI. And therefore, when you're in the Big Ten Conference, that's so much more important because you need it when you're talking about Nebraska and their potential to go to the regional. Because I mean, I honestly have not looked up Purdue baseball Warren Nolan, but I can look it up real quickly right now.
So I'm looking through Illinois' schedule right now. Their last game they played on April 30th. They played number 24 Indiana State.
Oh yeah,
and they won that one, 21-11.
There it is
in 7 innings.
So Purdue, who is the second, and Nebraska and Purdue are the only 2 teams that are projected in the field for the Big Ten Conference. Purdue's RPI 62nd. Their strength of schedule 85th in the country. So you're talking about Nebraska has not only the hardest schedule in the Big Ten Conference, but the hardest schedule by about 50 or 60 spots from the teams that are next in line to represent the Big Ten Conference in any regional. And so Nebraska, although April was not pretty, you did not win midweek games. how Nebraska scheduled and frankly played also in the month of March and February and March has really allowed them to not breathe, but not expect a perfect sweep every single time in the month of May.
It allows you to have
now things could happen though.
It allows you to breathe a little bit. It allows you not to be so tightened up when you do lose a game. It allows you to kind of loosen up and say like, hey, we're still sitting good. Yes, you want to win every single game, but you don't need to. You need to win, obviously need to win more than you lose, even going from here on out. But you can afford to,
it's the 2 or 3. Take 2 of 3, win the series every single weekend.
You can afford to have a bad day.
Nebraska has 3 weekend series remaining. Obviously, this week against Minnesota. Then next week they will host Indiana, and they wrap it up with a road series against the Michigan State Spartans. Not the greatest names, not the greatest teams either for Nebraska. And then it's Big Ten tournament, and you hope that there's a good conglomerate of Husker fans that make the trip out east to Charles Schwab Field for that one. And then we'll see what happens with the regionals. And obviously you can look at, as we got texts in about D1 baseball, obviously D1 baseball has projections and Baseball America has projections. But pretty much anywhere you look, Nebraska's a 2 seed. If they take care of business and they have a complete opposite type of month in May that they had in April, then we can talk about maybe on the outside looking in of being a top 16 team in the country. But also Nebraska, don't forget at the start of April, they were ranked. They were rated to like 22nd going in, or 24th going into the game against Creighton on the road on that Tuesday night, and they weren't able to show up. And ever since then, Nebraska unable to really keep themselves in the top 25. So ultimately enough, also Nebraska can just be a better team to where they just go to go somewhere on the road and they win. They win a regional as a 2 seed.
Take care of business.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll bring in Austin and Strick for the crossover when we return on 93.7 The Ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a chance of showers and storms this morning, then partly sunny and breezy. See a high around 71. Tonight, mainly clear skies with a low around 43. And tomorrow, mainly sunny skies, but a chance of showers and storms arriving late in the day. See a high around 71. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
NEBCO is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. NEBCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEBCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations. Guess what?
What?
There's 5 Lincoln locations now. Oh my gosh. That's 25% more Lincoln locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11th, located right alongside 93.7 The Ticket Studios, 1040 O Street.
Do you need motivation to get to the gym on the weekend or even in general? Tune into the Movement Hour each Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. Movement Academy owner Robert Kuhlman will host the show as he introduces new ways to stay in shape. The Movement Hour every Saturday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Highball Bar in downtown Lincoln is open and located just north of 11th and O Street. Highball Bar offers a vibe and atmosphere like no other, making it the perfect place to grab a drink or beverage. Highball Bar features great events such as Karaoke Sunday, $4 Tito's on Mondays, Jack Daniel's specials on Wednesdays, and much more. Make Highball Bar your go-to spot after a hard day at work or on the weekend. Highball Bar, located at 122 North 11th Street in downtown Lincoln.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
A team succeeds when they work together. Banking's no different. At UBT, we're in your corner for every financial move you want to make. Your money's backed by a roster of experts who put in the work to know you and your community. So whether you're opening a savings account, buying a home, or planning your future, you always know who to turn to. Working together toward your financial goals. That's a win in our playbook. Union Bank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Women may be complicated, but I make sure buying jewelry isn't. Your gal has a style, and you can figure this out. Is she more of a classic necklace kind of gal, or does she rock the boho chic vibe with layers of delicate bracelets? This is crucial intel. Not trusting your intel? Stop in the store and we'll sort out the details. I promise to make this super easy. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Join us each Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon for Youth Football 101 with Tank Perry of the Nebraska Red Wolves of 7-on-7 football. The future of the sport depends on the foundation set at a young age. Hear those stories and more each Saturday from 11 a.m. to noon here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket. Every Saturday morning now in our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Women may be complicated, but I make sure buying jewelry isn't. Your gal has a style, and you can figure this out. Is she more of a classic necklace kind of gal, or does she rock the boho chic vibe with layers of delicate bracelets? This is crucial intel. Not trusting your intel? Stop in the store and we'll sort out the details. I promise to make this super easy. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
Herbie the Fourth ate his first solid food today, prompting a response of nothing but steaks all week for the Nebraska offensive line.
Then Enrique Alvarez Clary.
No more peaches and carrots for Herbie the Seventh. Baby food be damned.
Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the happy hour, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. Rico had to step out, which means it is myself, Stricky, and Austin. Gentlemen, hello.
Hey, Nick.
How are we doing?
I'm okay.
What's wrong,
You're
Stricky?
back.
Huh?
I'm glad you're back.
Yeah,
I missed you yesterday.
Too.
No, I'm just a little medicated. So I tried to go.
You probably
get
can't partake in
workout.
Thirsty Thursday then, can you? Don't want to mix anything, Stricky. You want to make sure you're okay.
Well, I didn't take the heavy one. I just took the inflammation one today. So that way I could, if I decided to partake, I may not. I'm kind of halfway in between in my feelings. But I went to get a. I tried to get a workout because I went to the sauna.
Oh, sauna.
Yeah, I tried. Just wanted to get the toxins out because of the medication and the stuff. When they put you under anesthesia, you just thought you didn't want that sitting there. So tried to work it out, sweat it out.
We bring Rico back in.
Hi, Rico.
Hi, gentlemen.
Hello,
What's
Rico.
up, man?
My wife doesn't have videos of this, but she says I get a little loopy under anesthesia.
Really? She doesn't have videos though?
She does not have videos.
Gotcha.
So I don't know how much I believe her. Because in my head, I make perfect sense.
Mm.
Like, sure, I can't tell you how fast or slow I'm talking if I'm slurring or whatever, but I feel like from what I remember of coming out of anesthesia, I am relatively normal. My wife would beg to differ.
I don't know how I am under anesthesia. I think I'm pretty much normal.
I've never been under anesthesia.
No surgeries or anything for you?
Ever?
Nope.
Wow.
I have been.
Knock on wood right now.
Yeah, I have been blessed.
Yeah, knock on wood right now.
It was
I do have
the
to get
wildest.
I do have to get my wisdom teeth removed at some point, though.
I'm dreading
you
that.
have a decision.
Imagine having wisdom
dreading
teeth.
that.
Couldn't be me.
to do it awake or sleep. That's
Well,
up
I
to
say,
you.
weren't
I
born with
have-
them?
Wasn't born with them.
I only have two. I only have the top ones. This one's popping through already. I can feel it. This one hasn't yet. And they keep telling me, they're like, just get it done. They're like, they're there. Just get it done before they pop through and cause you pain. Just do it. I'm like, yeah, I should. And then I'm just like, I can't.
I don't know if I want to.
Well, you need to. Well, you don't
It's
need
the
to.
craziest thing.
My grandfather-in-law still has. He never got them removed, and
he's
just like,
fine?
yeah, he's fine.
So
Some people don't. Sometimes it crowds. It depends. If you got space for it, it's all right.
can you let me know, Stricky?
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway,
you seem to be working, but the anesthesia is wild because it's like they kind of tell you, okay, we're about to give you some medicine, and you're like, okay, yeah, and you think you're strong. I'm like, I'm about to fight it, and then all of a sudden you wake up and you're walking out the door.
You wake up and they're like, "Hey, you did great." And you're like, "What?"
Unnamed Dexter goes, wisdom teeth are super easy now, like 15 minutes. Just do it. It's not the. It's
But
the.
then
It's the having to.
The
deal with
recovery
them
after.
Yeah, because they're like, you can't eat this, and you have to like wash
Yeah.
that. They give you the little pump thing.
You gotta,
to, like wash
Flush them out.
wash out the holes in your mouth.
Yeah,
now.
because dry sockets is worse, bro.
Yeah,
Like you want to do what they tell you to do, because if you don't and you get a dry socket, oof.
So, because you want to keep them
moist.
moist. Gotcha.
I know some people don't like that word, but
That's all right. I do remember. The only thing I remember from going in with like my kidney surgery, because I had to have kidney surgery in college, my freshman year. Don't say any comments. Anyway, so I got 7 scars again across my stomach, but I remember them laying, because they give you on those surgeries, they give you those nice warm heated blankets. They lay you on this table.
You eat ice cream.
Nah, but they go, all right, here's your heated blankets. Would you like another one? I remember being like, yeah, I want a second one. And like, all right, Nick, what are your plans? After college. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I was telling them, and they're like, we just need you to count down from 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I got to 7 before I was out.
I said they always do that. They say nobody ever makes it.
No one makes it to 5.
They're like, count down from 10, and you're just like 10. Nah.
Exactly. And then I woke up and my stomach was full of gas, just bloated.
Really?
Yeah, because they blew it up because they had to go in with a little robot.
Yep.
Oh wow.
I don't know how I feel about robots doing surgery though either. A little more stable than I suppose human hands,
but it's still a human controlling the robot.
That's a good point.
Like what? That's my thing with
what
like
about
AI
a piece
and
of
all
a
this?
robot happens, like falls off in you.
Austin likes Chat GPT.
I do not.
I'm
opposed.
I don't
You're
trust
opposed
AI.
to it?
I'm opposed.
I am
Like
too.
I get what it can do, but at the same time, all these concerns about is AI ruining the world? Is it going to take over? Like, here's the thing: it doesn't program itself. There's still humans in charge. So if someone just
but it
turn the
could.
key the other way.
Okay, so that
But
actually,
how
we're done.
Okay, but how
So
many
that's
times
interesting.
have they said, like, they're just like, you hear these horror stories of they're like, we had to turn this robot off because it realized that it was a robot, or it was realizing this, or like this
so
AI
turn
was
it
like,
off.
doing
So
this.
leave it
Time out now.
off.
This is interesting that we're bringing this up because when I was down in Phoenix or Scottsdale last
Not
week,
that hard.
they got those Waymos.
Yeah.
They have those Waymos that are self-driving vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating.
Not gonna do it.
They're the
I
same
refuse.
price as a Lyft.
Yeah.
Same exact price. I didn't ride in one.
Yeah.
No.
Because me and my buddies don't trust it. But
I don't
Good
we
answer.
were watching it just drive around because I mean, it's like on every street there's one. There's so many of them. And our shuttle driver to our rental car place was like, "Hey, by the way, those are like valued at $250,000 a pop. They're from California,
Of course.
and all this stuff." And they're like, "Yeah, they're just fine." And
Yeah.
like
Until
it's,
they're not.
it's crazy because they got the spinning things on like the top of the car. They got the things that are spinning, which I'm sure are just
Satellites,
like satellites and signals and
motion.
and motion to like watch out for people. But like we're watching ones like pull out of parking lots and merge onto traffic on the interstate, and you're just like sitting there going, "How in the world am I supposed to?" We were driving by, and there was a person in the passenger seat just scrolling on her phone, and this car's just driving her. And I'm like, this is the craziest thing.
I'd try it.
I think I would try it eventually.
I would need it in a parking lot first. I needed to drive me around a parking lot a few times for me to just start to feel
But like
comfortable.
the signals are turning
I'm
on.
not getting on the highway. Definitely.
Take me
But
across.
that's what's crazy is like the signals are
across
getting
town,
on or are being turned on and everything, and they're just making good turns.
See,
It's crazy.
Austin, the thing is with the AI,
How do
like,
they detect if somebody runs out into traffic?
with the
that
little
part?
satellites?
That's my
Beep, boop, bop,
thing.
beep, beep, beep. That's the
I
noise it
just
makes.
man.
You were gonna say, Rico?
Oh, the
There's
thing with
just so
AI
many.
is-
I'm sorry.
I don't know what Rico has to say. Dang it!
It's fine. I don't need
Go,
to say
Rico.
it.
We have a
anymore.
Luke lookalike out here.
No, I'm just
Is
thinking
that not
about
Luke?
what he just said.
Yeah.
That was it. I just thought
A
about what
lookalike.
all of these quick decision things that
Yeah.
I normally even experience, where drifting cars and all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
Where I've had to just make last minute decisions, and I'm like, would it do that? I don't know.
And I'm
Like,
sure all this is internet based. So let's say the company forgets to pay the internet bill, car's in the middle of the road.
Yeah, it's
Just
crazy.
shuts down.
It's just
You get
closed.
locked in the car. Oh, the thing with the AI stuff is like it's fine till it's not. Well, like, you know, and I know they're like movies or whatever, like horror movies, but it's like, okay, the robot realizes that it's AI, and you go to turn it off, and it's like, nah, I'm in charge now. Like that's the scary part about AI.
I should have rode one. And now
You
that
should've.
I left, I should have just rode in one. We didn't take an Uber at all, but I should have just, even if it was just down the block, I should have hopped in and just
You
been
should've
like,
been
all right,
take me to the store.
come on, Waymo, take me to
Is
the
it like
bagel
an,
joint.
Is it like an Uber where you have to like input like
So yeah,
where
no, you
have to
you
order it?
download the Waymo app because we got told from our driver. You download the Waymo app, and it was like I looked up the prices, and they're comparable to Lyft. They're like 60 cents more for the same distance. So I was like, all right, cool. So it's just like an Uber or whatever. So I was like, all right, you know, if we find a time where we're gonna need one, maybe I'll prank my buddies and say, all right, you guys are getting in the Waymo, we're getting in the normal Uber.
Yep.
We gotta take two of them. And so anyway, we pulled out or whatever, and the guy was like, you just download the app, you order it, and it'll come pick you up.
Dang, we really went from giving people a job where they just have to drive people around to giving that to robots.
Yeah. But there's no that's
Every
the
time.
thing. Is
how would you like to
there's
go into McDonald's and have Waymo serving you your?
But that's my
chicken
point. It's like
McNuggets?
there's
Probably
not
make some
even
good nuggets. I'm just-
those cars,
That'd be way Mick.
they're normal. They're normal looking cars.
Except for the little
Except for the
satellites
little satellites. But then there's like just I think what's freakier is if there was like something in the driver's seat, it would be okay.
but there's just nothing.
There's just nothing.
What if Waymo gave you a cardboard cutout every time you took Waymo and you put the cardboard cutout of you in the driver's seat?
I don't know, man.
Or like the sticker to put on the window.
That's
profile
just-
view.
I think that's what's freakier is that like I would get into the vehicle
and there would just
and
be
there would just
nobody
be
else.
an empty seat there, but the steering wheel is turning. I'm still getting used on my vehicle of like the lane assist where it keeps you in the lane. So your steering wheel, you hold on to it, but it moves to keep you in the lane. I'm still getting used to that. I can't imagine getting into a vehicle, not being in control and seeing it make full turns.
It's a ghost.
I'm not going to throw anyone under the bus here, but I know multiple people who have turned their lane assist beeping off. Right? If you're kind of
Yep.
Not if you're merging without your turn signal or you're kind of riding the line a little bit. I know people that have turned the beeping off. Like, what's the point?
Thankfully, mine doesn't beep. Mine just vibrates the steering wheel.
So I feel like that's more dangerous.
If I were to, it doesn't like violently vibrate it.
I just could you imagine driving and all of a sudden it's like
but no, it's like if you don't, but then it's like
some of them jerk you.
Yeah.
Like some of them are like, "Arr!" I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, no, but I have also this one where it's like on the interstate. If I'm on cruise, if I'm coming up on a car, it'll back me off. And
Yeah, because it's got those levels.
Yeah,
it's got 3 levels of cruise.
But like even on the closest level is like you'll still be 20 yards away and it'll slow you down. So it's like, all right, well now I got to merge over to keep my cruise at the desired speed.
Yeah,
I've had automatic stop help too in a certain
Oh really?
situation.
So I haven't had mine beep at me yet. I've
no,
had it to where
it beeps and it stops your car.
Oh wow!
Like
See, I also don't know.
and you
I
go,
also don't know. I also don't know how to test it. Like I'm not gonna go out there and be like I'm just gonna. Sniff.
No,
I'm gonna sniff somebody's cheeks or whatever.
Just sometimes that, like say for instance, right? Say for instance, somebody's trying to do an abrupt turn.
Yep.
And they don't put their signal on.
Oh, understandable.
And you're just like, wait a minute.
No, I'm not saying. I wasn't saying.
I'm just saying that's kind of how they. That's how they happen.
I don't. Like that's the thing is I haven't had that happen yet, and hopefully I never do because then we're all good.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't ever have to test your
my emergency brake assist
stop,
or whatever it is. So, what's coming up on the show today, gentlemen? This is not what I had planned.
Sorry,
that's
can't
right.
help it.
What's coming up on the
we'll
show?
talk the no with Jackson Brockett, the rink mast news, what that means for Nebraska basketball. We got to talk Colorado football. Like I know we had a lot of thoughts last offseason. I'm sure there are plenty more this offseason. Sixers and Knicks tonight.
Ridiculous.
Rico. Sixers owners buying up tickets to give away for free.
Ridiculous.
Want Sturkey's thoughts on that. And then obviously, where do the Los Angeles Lakers go from here, even though they're eliminated? Obviously, a big story.
All right. All that and more coming up on the show today for On the Block with Austin Orman and Eric Strickland. I'm hurry up and looking through this projected bracket for 2025 because Joe DeLenardi just tweeted it out.
Hurry up.
I don't know if you saw it. Nebraska, an 8 seed. We're out of here. Talk to you guys tomorrow.
Adios. Scott Foster, the ref for tonight's game.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, I'm Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised in Lancaster County, learning the value of hard work and grit at a young age. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. I know that families and businesses in our community need lower taxes, lower cost of healthcare, and